Chris Merritt there, legal editor from The Australian. We must move on and tell you about the little guys in the legal battleground going head-to-head with the top-tier firms. Question being, can David really take on Goliath? What indeed if you scrapped the billable hour and instead let your clients adjust their bills on the basis of satisfaction? Well, that's the strategy being employed down at Optim Legal. It's a small full-service firm saying it's providing a viable alternative to the big boys. And to tell us more, I'm joined by founders Christian Hyland and Nick James. A warm welcome to you both. It is ambitious, and at the end of the day, people will say, breakaway entities, you are still, though, stealing your talent from the big boys themselves. So as you grow and grow and grow on that basis, aren't you just going to look a bit of a variation on a theme, not terribly different from your competition?
Well, I mean, I think there's a tremendous set of differences between Optim Legal, and I think you've got to start with the fact that it is an alternative top-tier platform that is using ideas, management practices from other industries to run a more efficient, lower-cost model while providing all the same services and infrastructure that a larger firm would. And we're able to attract lawyers from the top-tier firms across onto our platform because of the way that we set up our internal incentives and dynamics, and they're interrelated. So on the satisfaction billing, what we're able to do is, because of our lower infrastructure costs, we don't impose billing targets on our lawyers. So our lawyers' interests are realigned with those of their clients. And the satisfaction billing mechanism, by allowing clients to adjust the fees 20% down or 20% up, depending on their satisfaction, keeps the lawyers focused on the same things that the clients want.
You talk, though, about a diamond model. That's the way you operate inside the firm. Still, though, if I look at this, if I look at your rate sheet, your rate card, if you want a better word, I mean, a graduate's, you know, obviously at a certain level, and there's a big step up for a senior practice leader. If I'm coming through the front door, you're really saying to me, you know, there is the expensive end in this practice, and then you can go for something like a lot cheaper.
We have pitched our charge-out rates at a level which is around 40% less than the top-tier firms. So in a sense, we take a lot of our charging structure in terms of base rates directly from a top-tier firm. And we should make the point that we do only take on lawyers who have had top-8 firm backgrounds. So in that sense, we are very interested in the idea that that we can take lawyers who have impeccable backgrounds and really find a way of delivering them to clients under a system which works much better for the clients and much better for the lawyers.
Why are they typically leaving the big firms? Because there's a lot of cachet, and you're taking a big gamble by saying to people, we're kind of new kids on the block here. It's a new name, you know, for a start.
We've been able to attract an excellence partner. We've got 2 lawyers who have to top their year at university. We are really looking to get the best and the brightest lawyers of their generation. This is not just a sort of little guy story. We have taken ideas from around the world, from different business models, and we've applied it to an industry where a lot of people think change is well nigh overdue. So this is a completely new concept and a method, I guess, of delivering this sort of next generation of lawyers under much smarter set of circumstances and conditions.
You're slightly over-eating the pudding, though, in some areas. I'm looking at practice areas like climate change, talking about being at the vanguard of climate change. Well, frankly speaking, we haven't really got off base one, have we, when it comes to that? How can your practitioners have been at the vanguard of this? It's such a new practice area.
We've got partially our practitioner is an ex-top tier experienced practitioner, but he's also spent 3 years working in Europe for one of the largest originators, a Dutch company. So he's actually one of the few Australian lawyers who's very experienced in a day-to-day context with carbon trading.
CPRS, though, very different to the European system.
We're still actually we have carbon clients, and people are out there looking for projects. They're originating CDM and voluntary projects. So there is activity going on in the background in the carbon market.
You've got a billing survey that you present clients with at the end of all of this and saying, look, if you really like what we did, you can add on another 20%. If you're really dissatisfied, you can do the reverse. Now, where's it happened to date that they've actually gone above and beyond, you know, that final figure?
Well, I think that's a really good question, and you know, it attracts on two levels. One, it attracts a certain type of lawyer who's willing, at the end of the month, to have their service rated by their client, and it's based on the things that clients complain about consistently. That is, did you listen to me? Did you understand my business? Did you understand the project? Did you give me advice that I can actually use and apply in a practical, business-minded way? So that is a really important compass bearing. Then on the second level, with the clients that are linking it to their fees, we're actually consistently getting either on par, which is absolutely we pay what's on the invoice, and in most cases we get an uplift. We've had very rare instances where a client has actually rated it down, and even in those cases that they do, we have a face-to-face consultation, find out what's actually going on, and then can go back and spread that knowledge across everyone on our team to do things better.
Like when an employee is looking to leave a firm, sort of a debrief, why did it not work?
Exactly.
It's counterintuitive, but for some reason, giving the clients all of this power, the fact I think that they can tell that our base rates are lower, so that there's a bridge of goodwill that's built in that way, but paradoxically, giving clients the power means that they don't exercise it. We've been marked down, I think, once by 5%. We've been marked up, we've had 2 or 3 20% uplifts. And from a lawyer's perspective, if you can go to work in the morning and you know that you're going to be rewarded by telling your client exactly what is in their best interest, even if it means avoiding a lengthy course of events and perhaps a matter that would bring an enormous amount of money into the firm, that actually gives you... One of the frustrations, I think, is from a lawyer's perspective, is they really want to be freed up to work in the best interests of the clients. And unfortunately, a lot of the equipment and a lot of the dynamics of a big firm, they find are actually working against them.
Sure, but the mere fact of discounting, doesn't that not sort of implicitly send a message that we are almost kind of desperate to, you know, to get you through the door? I mean, the idea of giving a discount to carbon businesses, you know, lopping off 10% on the bill if you're coming through the door to do business in that.
Look, the most successful businesses deliver the highest quality at the lowest possible price. Breakthrough businesses do that. We have not had a law firm yet that has taken the issue of cost seriously.
Because Apple doesn't discount.
No.
And they're one of the most successful computer entities out there.
There are many other examples. Microsoft started as a lower cost model. Flight Centre is a lower cost model. IKEA is lowest cost, incredibly high. There's an element of public service in this. We actually are semi-idealistic and really believe that the stuff that we discount doesn't go into the quality of the service. It really, what we've done is remove a lot of the unnecessary luxuries. So we still pay our lawyers higher than market rate, and we still make a very tidy, you know, a sustainable, tidy profit out of it. What we've done is actually just look at ourselves from the perspective of a client.
So walk to a meeting rather than getting a cab, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. No marble. I mean, that's the thing. We haven't spent on unnecessary luxury, and I think
so
clients.
So threadbare offices. I mean, are they nice for clients, or
yes,
you dispense with the silver tea service?
I think 70% of in-house counsel find costs as the most important issue, and that's just increasing and just getting more and more important. So we are a law firm that's marrying highest quality legal service with which is a business strategy, not a legal strategy, to lower our costs and to do so in the most intelligent possible way.
Partners, when you poach your partners, though, what is your main selling point for them? Because they are forgoing a lot to come to you. What do you really say to get them over the line?
Well, I think you have to start with the first premise that they're foregoing a lot. You know, we speak to a lot of people, and we have an enormous number of applicants every week. And increasingly, they're of a very senior caliber of people who are equity partners in major firms. And they're coming to us and they're saying, look, under our model, because they receive a higher rate of their service time, plus they receive a rate of remuneration for the teams that they manage, because that is largely where they find their professional satisfaction, and they receive an amount for all the new client business that they originate with the practice. So on par, in many cases they're doing very well, and the amount what they're not having to contend with is partnership politics. So they run their own practice, largely as a semi-autonomous business on top of our platform. Nick and I are the custodians of the firm. We're there to provide a community, an environment, and a commercial stream that allows these people to practice the law in the way that they really want to.
So if you build a law firm for the interests of the lawyer, provide exactly what they're looking for, don't design the dynamics from the perspective of owners, but actually do it from the inside out. And this is the business idea we've taken from Southwest Airlines and Semco and a lot of successful organisations.
We're going to have to leave it. It's compelling. Nick
Yeah.
James and, of course, Christian Hyden. Many thanks from
Thank you.
Optim Legal. Appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Let's take a short break.